Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back on Pixlr right now. So I just want to show you how we're going to do color today. So we're in the program and I already got my thing queued up, but hopefully you have your PXZ file saved so that you can open it. And when you open, you should have something that looks kind of like this. We have our fruit bowl drawing, like the line work. And let's label that line work. And then we have the actual fruit underneath. And then underneath that is just a blank white sheet. So there's like a couple different things here. What we're going to be doing first is we're going to switch the positions of our layers. So I'm going to take the line work layer and drag it so that the fruit is underneath it so we can see the picture again. Once I have that, I'm going to go over to the arrange tool and I'm just going to take my fruit bowl reference picture and I'm going to make it smaller. Be sure you're on the right layer. I'm going to grab this and just shrink it down. I'm going to put it to about right here because that's what I'm going to be using to kind of choose the colors for my design here. So to start, I'm going to be using a couple of different tools. And here's the first one. This is called the color picker, and what it does is it chooses everything that's the same color, that's a color, and kind of gives you options about where to find it. So if I choose the color picker, nothing's going to happen if you go to white, but what you want to do is go to the actual objects that you're going to be coloring, and you'll notice that once you click it, it'll give you a bunch of other variations of that color on the top. So you have different shades of it. So if you want to do a three-dimensional object, you have the highlight, and then you have kind of like the shaded version of the color. And then you have other color combinations that go with it really well. And also color combinations that complement it. So the first way to do this is you choose your color, and I'm going to choose this beautiful bright green. I'm going to go to my paint bucket. Once I'm on my paint bucket, all I'm going to do is come over to the object and I'm just going to click inside. And if I drew this perfectly and correctly and all of my edges are closed, I should click and then it should fill it in. So little by little, you can click and fill in all these objects to kind of like make them the way that you want them to be. I'm going to go back to my color picker. I'm going to choose this yellow for the lemon. And there's a couple different shades of that color. For this one, I'm going to choose kind of like the middle color. Then I'm going to go to my paint bucket and just start to paint these different objects in. Ooh, looks like that has a hole right there. So these objects are closed and we have kind of like a couple of different colors in there. If I want to change the colors, I can just go to the same shade. And let's say if I want this to be a darker green, I can do the same thing where I go over. The only time where this doesn't work is if you do a fade. And then it gets a little trickier if you try to like actually color a fade. But the whole process for this is clicking on your object, going to the paint bucket, and then filling it in. So that's step one of this. Hopefully you guys can get that done. And the next part is going to be like a higher level of detail.